Since the COVID-19 pandemic, there has been a shift to remote working for companies and individuals. With this change comes the vulnerability to cybercrime. Large companies have the benefits of firewalls, dedicated IT departments and advanced security protocols. But what about small to medium enterprises? Have they become easy targets for cyber attacks? Head of cybersecurity at Fourth Industrial Revolution, Incubator Siyabonga Mabuza, joins us now for more. Siyabonga, thank you so much for joining us this evening. First and foremost, let's talk about small to medium enterprises, especially those working from home. How vulnerable are they when it actually comes to cyber attacks?
SMMEs working. Oh, thank you, Gary, for having me. And hello to everybody watching. So SMMEs working from home are very vulnerable, as you mentioned earlier. Larger corporations do have or have invested in cybersecurity infrastructure and specialists. However, our small to medium enterprises don't have that luxury and they're very vulnerable. And they also use public Wi-Fi's or public networks to actually to continue with their business or run their businesses, which makes them even more vulnerable.
And let's talk about that. You know, what are some of those major threats when it comes to cybersecurity?
Okay, so one of the most common threats is your ransomware. So it's a threat that comes in the form of a virus where it can actually paralyze your systems or the SMME systems or applications and take over actually the data. And ransomware, as the word ransom, it's designed to actually paralyze the SMMEs or whoever's being attacked, right? Their systems so that they can pay a ransom, and with the purpose of just pushing them in a corner. Another one that's very common is also phishing, where somebody will send an information or an attacker will send an email or an SMS or even video asking the target for personal information or any kind of information with the aim of actually getting that information and compromising the person that they are attacking or who's being targeted.
And what can people do to stop that from happening? I mean, where do you begin?
So where you begin, that's a very good question, and thank you for asking that. So the first point would be knowledge, right? It's better to know. So in prevention is better than cure. So if you know, where do you begin? So if you are aware and you attend cybersecurity training classes for beginners or even advanced, I'm from the Fourth Industrial Revolution Incubator, as you've mentioned. We're running a cybersecurity training. And if you can attend such a class, then you'll be made more aware of what to look for. Secondly, another tip that I can share, two more tips that I can share, or three rather. That's one, change your password regularly. And the second tip would be, if you're working from a public Wi-Fi or a public network, be more vigilant and use applications such as cybersecurity scanners or VPNs. We also, from our Fourth IR Incubator, have a cybersecurity scanner that people can use that can actually help them when they are in a public space. Or thirdly is think before you click. So if you see a suspicious email that's coming to you and you're not really expecting it and it doesn't really make sense, rather not click, just verify. You know, even if it's posed as a proper email, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a proper email from a proper company. It could be a potential attack.
And these are these criminals that do this, they basically operate in syndicates, if I'm right.
Yes, the rise of syndicates in 2021 alone, right? South Africa has experienced 230 million attacks. That's across the board, large corporations, inclusive of SMMEs and small and individuals. That alone, with just those statistics, there you can see that everybody is at risk. And there are definitely syndicates out there that are targeting small to medium enterprises, because what SMMEs might not know, one of their clients or business contacts could be a larger corporation, or these syndicates actually get to just get the trade secrets from these SMMEs. So that's why these syndicates are in operation.
Now, of course, you know, it's very important to protect yourself, but when it comes to costs, the costs involved in protecting yourself and getting the right security, What are we looking at, especially for small to medium enterprises? Can they afford to protect themselves?
It's a very good question. So yes, they can. There are tools which are designed, like our cybersecurity scanner, which is designed to actually protect SMMEs, and we're using use cases that are most common for SMMEs. So in terms of cost, they are very cost effective, and there are pricing plans as well where you can pay monthly, like your monthly subscription, which can be cancelled at any time, or a yearly subscription, depending on how the SMME operates. So it has, because of the rise of the attacks globally and even within South Africa and Africa, it has become reasonable to actually access the software and devices. It's no longer just for large corporations.
Now, you mentioned the ransomware, or as if that's what it's called, one of the biggest cyber attacks that's out there, or the most common ones. I'm very interested because ransomware is you hear it, but you're not always 100% sure how it works and the payment involved if you are attacked, by a criminal who uses this on you. Where can you go when something like this happens to you?
If you don't have a specialized office, because larger corporations will have a specialized office in forensics, right? Because most SMMEs don't have such. You should open a case at the police station, and you should, if information is involved, or personal information was compromised of your clients or personnel working within SMME, then it's very important to inform the information regulator in relation with the POPI Act. And also as well, what you should also do after that is follow up, inform the clients that have been involved. So where do you go? In a nutshell, open a case and the police stations will be able to assist. And secondly, what's important is the information regulator.
Thank you so much. That was Head of Cybersecurity at Fourth Industrial Revolution, Incubator, Siyabonga Mabuza.